Thank you, everyone. I think that was a really great introduction. My name is Bhushan, and I'm very passionate about speaking on this topic of social entrepreneurship as a force for good, for community development. And I'll be giving you an example from my own startup back home in India, which was a social business. And I'm going to share some of my reflections of my experiences and my perspective on how you can bring a change through these principles. Like how Levin described, social entrepreneurship or social businesses tackle one social problem, but our approach in tackling that is more on the business mechanism or business principles. We are not an NGO. We don't rely on donations and grants all the time, but the revenue generation is a very important element of the whole mechanism to work. And the problem that I was trying to solve in my home country was the energy poverty issue, where 10 years ago, around 25% of my country's population didn't have access to electricity. That's 300 million people. That is 42 times Bulgaria and 300 times Sofia and 600 times Plovdiv. An amount of people living like this in darkness with no electricity. Of course, life has to go on and people need some sort of lighting. So this is what they used to be dependent on, a kerosene wick or a candle to survive and live on with their lives in the nighttime. You'd be surprised to know that they used to be spending around 15 leva per month on buying kerosene and candles only to have this basic form of lighting, which was the only source for, like, for example, this family. And now the mother has to cook, feed her children, and this guy probably has to do his homework as well in that frame. And this light that you see in the picture is because of the flash of the camera, not the actual picture. Here you see a bunch of women trying to make hairpins, which are used by most of the ladies in the crowd. And as you can see that they want to work, they want to excel in life, but the only impediment is that they don't have even proper lighting. And all of these three women gather together to make these like thousands and thousands of hairpins every night in that small flame. Being an engineer, I wanted to solve this in the most technical way, but also keep the technology very simple. I came up with this product. I launched my social business called Peak Energy and came up with this first product called Helios and started to address the issue of darkness with a solar-powered lighting system, which was giving a safe and healthy conditions for people to live, for children to study and do their homework, saves an awful lot of money on kerosene, and is all zero carbon emissions. And I was selling that at 50 leva only. So after 3.5 months, you have paid for your product, and then essentially it's free energy for years and years to come. And people obviously love the concept because, hey, I'm saving money, I'm getting really good service. So what I really try to do is two things. Really unleash the true sense or true spirit of entrepreneurship combined with social innovation aimed at solving a particular social issue in a financially sustainable way, where my product is hitting the price point of the consumer's willingness and ability to pay. Now, when you complete this story, you are probably, in my view, on the right path to address the problem sustainably. Obviously, as time passed by, we grew our reach from the city of Mumbai, the slums in Mumbai, which you saw earlier, to several villages across India. And with the word of mouth is so strong in these communities that, when we started having the trust of people, the respect of people, and it sort of also helped us grow into hundreds and then thousands of households over a period of time. And I would like to say that, so many beautiful stories came out of this. It's very difficult for me to share the true nature, but I would like to say that the real impact that you create with some of these works is just beyond the metrics. It's amazing stories like this woman. She is also an entrepreneur. She's also making those hairpins. And you can see the smile on her face where she's actually improving her productivity much more. This girl is happy that she can study in the night. And she doesn't really have to burn her hair, which was falling on the candles all the time when she was doing her homework. And there is a Baba, which is going to come on the next picture. She was 78 years old when we installed one of our products in her house. And in her very broken teeth Baba language, which was very difficult for me to decipher as well, she said, she kept her hands on my forehead and she kind of blessed me saying that, I'm just happy that before I die, I see a light bulb in my house. It's difficult for me to quantify such impact. You don't have metrics for that. But this is the kind of impact or which drives you to do what you do best. And at the end, I would just like to say that all I did was just to light a bulb. I did not invent a solar panel. I did not invent the batteries. I saw a problem. I thought, okay, well, you know what? I can solve it. Try to do some things together, try to combine a few things together and make some sense out of it, which impacted lives like these for many people back in my country. I came to the beautiful country of Bulgaria in August 2019. I'm here for 5 years. Do not ask me how my Bulgarian is because it's Gorodobu. But I've been here for 5 years. I left my social enterprise that I founded and grew back home, but the social entrepreneur in me never left me. And I always had a dream of being a performing artist for a very long time. And now I'm sort of combining my passion for performing art with the creation of social impact. And I'm like trying to learn this instrument called handpan. You might spot me on the streets in Sofia. This is in Plovdiv, however. But you might spot me on the streets. And with all the money that I earned, I now have a new passion project called Shakti. Shakti stands for, it means energy in Hindi. Feminine energy, actually, and it stands for supporting her ambitions and key transformative initiatives. With the money I earn, I'm supporting women all across the world who are running their own businesses to provide working capital at zero interest loans to them. And so far, this project has reached 50 women entrepreneurs in 44 different countries, and that's just a number from last year. This year, I still need to audit and see the real numbers. But my vision is to really love to do what I love, just to create a social impact and find new ways of doing that. So none of the people who dropped like a lever in my bucket knew anything about Shakti. I don't talk about it, but their levers are probably going to women in Mongolia, Tonga, or I don't know, all across those 50 countries. So that's the most beautiful part. Lastly, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would like to say one last thing. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You don't need to go to Africa. You don't need to go to Asia to start a change. Think global, act local, start with your own Ulitsa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhushan.